SSH credentials are very important. EC2-user. In this case, I'm using PEM files, but if you want to enhance more security, you can actually use IAM profiles, which I'm sure you're familiar with coming from an AWS background. So I'm going to upload my PEM file. Let's see, stefan.pem. There we go. I'm very original. Everything looks good. Let's continue. Cloudera manager name. Friday CM, for example. Instance template. Let's create a new instance template. Let's call it Friday template. Instance type. Let's go with m4.large, I guess. AMI ID. Give me a second while I pull up a relevant AMI ID. Okay, I think this AMI looks good. Let me copy it over. Okay. Tags. At our company, we have a strict policy of putting the owner on the machine, otherwise it gets deleted. But as you can see here, you can add various tags to your instance template if you need to. So you can create like a worker template, for example. So you can say name, role, value, worker, or you can create like different templates for different, I don't know, business units perhaps. Security group IDs. Let me actually copy mine. So give me 1 second to pull up that information. Okay, let's see. Where's my security group? So right now, what I'm doing is I'm going through, off screen, I'm going through my AWS console. Something you've seen before. I'm just getting the information right here. Let me get my subnet ID. Subnet ID, where is it? VPC subnet ID, okay. Here we go. Subnet ID, right here. Okay, great. And of course, you can add various security groups if need be. Let's look at the advanced options. If you want to change your instance prefix name, change it to Friday, whatever you'd like. We mentioned the IAM profiles right here. Placement groups, I know this is something our competitors don't do, such as EMR. Placement groups allows you to kind of like, group your AWS instances close to one another for like network optimization. Root volume size, spot bid price. So if you want to use spot instances, here's where you'll actually tell you what the price is, for example. Tenancy, you can specify dedicated or defaults right here. Use spot instances. And of course, you can set up a bootstrap script. So for example, let's say if you want to do some sort of like ETL job or whatever, or if you want to grab data out of S3. So for example, you'd specify your SSH name right here. In your bootstrap script, you write a script that says that, okay, after this, right before it's pulled up, or as it's being pulled up, let's say I want to load data from S3 into HDFS or do some manipulations on it right away. So you have the option of doing that right here. Let's continue. Save the changes. Of course, if there are any incompatibilities between your AMI that you picked as well as the instance type, it will tell you that. So you're not going blind into this. License type. Let's do enterprise trial. Embedded database, like I mentioned before, we're going to go with that. Cloudera Manager configurations. Here's where you can set configurations or specifics on your various roles right here. Like for example, I know for Service Monitor we set the heap size to something different, but because this is for demonstration purposes, let's continue. Word of warning right here when it comes to enabling Kerberos, it says that it gives you a warning. You agree to install unlimited JCE. Gives you more documentation here, but of course, Cloud Director ensures that you go through all the various steps. This will not magically simply Kerberise a cluster for you. It will just tell Director that I intend on Kerberising this cluster, but you still have to do a lot of the heavy lifting that comes with Kerberos. And also, if you would like to override the Cloudera Manager repository, this means that this is the Cloudera Manager version. I believe right now it defaults to 5.7 or whatever the default value is. If you want an earlier version or a later version, you simply say, okay, I'm just going to go to this website and find the one that I'm looking for, right? So for example, I'll go here to Cloudera Manager. It's very easy. You go to my parent directory, and let's say if I want like 5.46, or if I want, which one did I use? 5.80, I believe. And you just like copy this, bring it back, and just drop it right here. So let's continue. Oops. Whoops. Yeah. Let's continue here. I just want to start up one compute instance. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's continue. And while that's happening, you can either wait for this to happen, but I don't really have too much patience, so I like to continue on with my cluster. When you're creating the cluster, it will wait for Cloudera Manager to